Let me show you 9 numbers that you have to know about your trading and that if you know them will improve your trading instantly. And as a plus, knowing your numbers will fix your trading psychology. But why is this the case? Why is knowing your numbers so important? So once you know your numbers, and I will show you exactly in a moment which numbers you need to know, then you know what to expect. There's no more guesswork, there's no more fear, there's no more uncertainty. And when that is the case, then you can trade with full confidence. You're not faced by drawdowns, you don't mind losing trades, you know that they are normal, they are to expect, and you know also how many losing trades you're gonna get, how many trades you will have per day, per week, when those trades will happen. And if this is all the case, then you can trade better because you know exactly what to expect. There's no more fear in your trading decisions, no uncertainty, and you can trade with full confidence because you know exactly what is likely going to happen. So let's take a look at the first number, and the numbers in this video are in no particular order. And I'm using Edgewonk here, which is the trading journal that we have developed. If you want to use Edgewonk, make sure to use the discount code Tradeciety and you will get the biggest possible discount. So let's go to the first number that I have picked, and it's the average P&L. So your average winning trade versus your average losing trade. We can also take a look at this in dollar. So the average winning trade is 190 and the average losing trade is minus 200. At first glance, this might not sound great because your average loser is bigger than your average winning trade, but this is not a problem if your win rate is large enough. When your win rate is above 50, your average losing trade can be slightly larger than your average winning trade. And this is really, really important to know. So by itself, the average win and average loss is not super important, but when we take the win rate into consideration, that's where it's really helpful. Something that a lot of traders overlook is looking at their performance by weekday. When is their trading strategy performing best during the week and when they're getting the most amount of trades? So here you can see Tuesdays, for whatever reason, seem to be overperforming. Mondays are still profitable, but not great. This trader, for example, could decide to stop trading on Mondays and then only trade Tuesday through Thursday. Friday is again underperforming, and this is something that I've seen for a lot of traders. And this could be the case when you are exhausted, tired, and not ready on a Friday after a long week work, or maybe your week in the markets has been exceptionally tiring. Then on Friday, a lot of traders don't have the energy and the mental capacity and the clarity anymore to execute good trades. And this is something that is really important to note. And if you can see that, it's a very big revelation, and it's great because you could take an early weekend and you don't have to bother then trading on Fridays. But beyond the weekday, it's also really important to look into your trading day. And this is quite helpful for intraday traders. And here you can see your performance broken down by the hour of the day. And what we can see here is that a trader before 10 a.m. is performing really, really bad, and he's only losing. Only after 10 a.m. his trading system is working and he's making pretty good amounts of money and has a very good performance. And one of the reasons could be that maybe before 10 a.m. when the market isn't really open and when he's trading sessions that are not active yet, his system is not performing great because the market isn't just moving, and maybe the market is moving in a more volatile way and he's just not making good trading decisions, and maybe his trading strategy is not aligned for those off-hour markets. So knowing this is really important because it can help you improve your trading processes, knowing on which days you trade best, but also knowing during the day when you should start your trading session and when are you making the most amount of money and the best trades. When we look at the trading performance and the mindset, it's really important also to look at how often and how well are you following your trading plans. So here you can see when we look at the follow trade plan number, we can see it's 57%, which is good for an average trader. Ideally, in the beginning, you want to see at least 50%. So you're making 50% good trading decisions, and on the other half, you're making mistakes, which is okay in the beginning. You don't expect to trade with 100% discipline and make everything correct, but then try to aim at increasing this number steadily. We can look into those numbers, and when we go to the trade comments, we can get a much more detailed picture. And here you can see what you expect when the trader is making a perfect entry and he's trading good, he's making the most amount of money. But when he's trading impulsively, he's revenge trading, trading too early, or getting into trades too late, he is losing money. Most traders will now say, but this seems to be very obvious, and it's clear that if you make good trading decisions, you're making more money. And I totally agree. But unless you really see how much money you are losing by making bad trading decisions, you're not likely to change. I have seen traders where this makes the difference between profitable and losing. They are losing so much money on the trades where they're breaking their trading rules, where they're revenge trading or getting in too early or chasing the market, that they cannot be profitable even when they have good trades that they are following your trading plans. And once you see this and once you realize that if I just could stop making those trading mistakes on maybe 50% of the trades, I could have been profitable, this then leads to behavior changes. And this is the whole goal of tracking your trades, analyzing them, and having a trading journal in the first place. You want to get to a place where this changes your trading behavior. And it's only going to change your trading behavior once you actually see how much of an impact will this have on your bottom line as a trader. While we're at this, we can look at trade management effectiveness. So how well are you managing your trades? And when we talk about trade management mistakes, we are looking at in-trade decisions. So this could be you're in a trade, you have your take profit set, and then the price is moving into your favor, but you are getting fearful and you're closing your winning trade too early before your take profit, but the price keeps going and then eventually would have reached your take profit, but without you. And a lot of traders will see that this is the case. For example, here in the beginning, when in green the potential performance is above the blue line, which is your actual performance, it means that you potentially could have made more money, but you didn't. You made less money than what you could have made by just following your trading plan. This is frustrating, but it's also a very good realization because it shows you that you just have to trust your system. You should not second guess your system. You should put on your trades as in your trading plan, have your take profit and stop loss set, and then trust in the process and trust in the system. And here you can see he is now making more money than what he could potentially have made, which means he's making better trading decisions, which means probably that he's letting his winners run towards his take profit, and he's cutting his losses early and effectively so that he's minimizing his losses. And again, knowing this will have such a big impact on your trading behavior and your trading psychology, because now you know what you should be doing. And this is again so important. Once you know what data tells you and once you know what you should be doing, then you can correct your trading behavior, and this will then lead to better trading results, hopefully. Another important thing to note here and to understand is how is the price behaving during your trades? How close is the price coming towards your take profit or your stop loss? And this is what is happening in the exit analysis graph. Each trade is represented by a green and a red bar. The green bar shows you how close is the price coming towards your take profit, which is the green horizontal bar, and the red bar is showing how close is the price coming towards your stop loss, which is the red horizontal bar. So if you see, for example, here you have a lot of green bars overshooting your take profit. If you see this time and again, it could mean that your take profit is set too conservatively and the price often overshoots your take profit. And then you could think about setting your take profit a little bit further away, because in the past the price often would have reached a higher target, and that way you can improve your average winning trade. On the other hand, if you see that the price is barely or almost never reaching your take profit and the green bars always stop before here, the green horizontal line, it means that you have set your take profit too aggressively and the price has no chance of reaching your take profit. It's just set unrealistically. In those cases, you could improve your win rate if you just move your take profit a little bit closer towards your entry, and then a lot of those trades where your trade is not reaching your take profit, you could then turn into winning trades when the price is actually reaching those levels. And again, those insights are so valuable because they show you exactly what you should be doing, and then you can remove all of the guesswork from your trading that a lot of traders struggle with. And then the more certainty and the more knowledge you have about what to expect, the more confidence you can have in your trading abilities as well. Other important things to know about your trading are the performance by instrument. So which markets and instruments are performing best for you and where are you losing most of your money, and also the performance by setup. So if you're trading multiple setups and multiple strategies, knowing which ones are the best can help you to just improve your focus and adjust your processes. So you could only focus and only trade the ones that are performing really well, and you could stop trading those ones that are not performing, or look closer into the ones that are not performing and try to fix them to see what is actually going on here, why are they so underperforming, and then try to come up with strategies and ways and adjustments how you can improve those. Of course, there's so much more that you could think about analyzing here, but in the beginning, I would focus on those metrics and numbers that I've shown you in this video. And if you can just fix a few of them, it will have a significant impact on your trading performance and on your mindset and on your trading psychology.